Who is it?
Hey,
Vinny!
dude, are you there?
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude, I
man?
don't have a scary story, man.
I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You weren't.
Oh!
You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll come
grandfather.
after your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you'd like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot
But
of...
that is what you did.
Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Woo! You know, when the power goes out, it's not fun trying to get everything back up in the sun. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Richard, and we are here on a Monday evening. Thanks for waiting. And what is it today? It's August 3rd. We're going to be giving away 10 Goof On memberships. Yay! I said yay! That's right. That's right, because at the first of every month, that's what we do. We got a $2 super chat from Dorothy. It's Monday Love. Monday Love. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, da-da-doo-doo. Did.55. How you doing, Dorothy? Thank you for the love. Guess what else came? Boop, 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 boop. Yes, sirree. It finally came. I was supposed to be here yesterday, and I got a your package arrived at the facility a little late, so it'll be here tomorrow. I'm like, you know, I didn't order it for it to be late, so we'd be in this situation But this damn thing got severely abused in transit. Here it is. Wow. This is much bigger than the old one. Here's the old one. Right, here's the old one. New one. You won't believe it. The old one's working. It was. It was working. Look at this. It's back. It's working. I can't believe it. Hold on a second. Why? Why now? Not really. Not really. Yeah, that's weird. Let me see something. Let me plug it in and see. If it makes a noise and if it starts chirping, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, it's on. Oh yeah, it's not working. It's not working. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working. For some reason, it just won't work anymore. And I don't know if it's because it needs batteries or what. Even though I plugged it in. You understand? All right. So we got the clock. I'll put it together. Wait a minute. It looks like, man, I tell you, they really. It looks like this was returned, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, it smells new. Yeah. This is pretty nice, actually. It's a big clock. I said clock. Pigs. No, I'm glad we got that straightened out. This way we can see what time it is in the background. You know, I had that clock forever. I don't know, since we started, maybe 5 years. 2021. I didn't have it the first year. Because the first year I was in Arizona, I didn't have it. It's when I got here to Florida. I think it was when 21? Yeah, 5 years. What's that? We had another super chat. Thank you, Dorothy, by the way. Did I say that already? Let me get rid of this. We got a weird show tonight. Oh, Cindy Krause for gifting a membership to Dorothy. Hope you enjoy. Enjoy. Let me see something. And now, you see, this is weird. Let's see something. Oh my God. So, PM McCorrick is now 4 months. I really like that picture you got there, brother. For 4 months in the membership. Thank you very much. Says, good luck with your free membership. Dorothy, Monday Love for Goof on the 222. And then Cindy Crow sent one Goof on gift membership. And I'll be giving away several. 10 of them today. Oh, yeah. We got a gifted memberships. And what else we got? Start a community goal for super chats. You know, they try to get you to do. Let's see how this works. We're going to put in 10. We're going to use all the colors. We're going to use an hour. We'll put in an hour. And how will I celebrate? I will do a UFO hunt at Bayport Pier on Saturday. What is today? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, August 8th. Right? Isn't the 8th on a Saturday? Right? Yeah. Okay, got it. All right, let's see. Let's start the goal. Let's see if this works. I hit start and nothing happened. Isn't that nice? Oh, well. I don't understand why it won't start. It's so funny. All right. Well, what are you going to do? I tried. Oh, here, let's try this. Start. And start. Let's try 45 minutes. Start. Nope, that doesn't work. 30 minutes? Start. Nope, that doesn't work. 2 hours? Start. Nope, that doesn't work. I think it only works before the show because it's not working. It don't matter. All right, so tonight we're going to be doing a show about nothing. I'm joking. Calm down, everybody. Just calm down. I wanted to play something, though, that's very, very important and near and dear to my heart. And I normally don't do it on this show, but this is the probably most important thing I think I'll have ever played here on Goof On. And I know you're not going to believe it, but it is. Let me just play it for you because we can start off this way. This would be a good start off, a good jump off point. Literally. You guys, do you hear the sarcasm? Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hold on. I knew you'd like it. Hold on. I am plugging in the new Isn't that nice? Wasn't that the nicest rendition you ever heard? Let's hear that in a double time. I mean, it sounds much better faster.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Told you it would be better. You know, I'm not really happy with this. Look, it's not even that bright. That's as bright. Oh, that's as bright as it gets, I guess. Yeah. It looks very dim compared to the other one, but I guess it works. Unbelievable. I knew you guys would love that. I'm trying to figure out how to set the clock here. What time is it? All right, we'll do this another time because I gotta set everything. So, all right, we got that. I'll get it. I'll try to get it. But I thought you guys would appreciate a little bit of the whatever that was. So stupid. And the ugh, that was awful. And that is how they kicked off the Professional Women's Baseball League. Women's Pro Baseball League. Yeah. And if that's anything, I mean, I'd listen to that every night. I mean, that's going to be more entertaining than the games. Women's sports. Can't live with them, shouldn't watch them. Why? That's not nice. That's not nice at all. Hey, if it wasn't for the men, the WNBA loses $40 million a year. And they want equal pay to men. And they treat Caitlin Clark like she's the Antichrist when she's the only one in that whole league that people come to see. It's sad what they've done to her. Poor little Clarky. Well, they did the same thing to Jordan, except, they beat him up just the same way because he was good. And because he was better than everybody, except for Bird back in the day. He was the best. I remember watching Jordan when he first came out. Everybody, he's a ball hog. Shut off. I want to play this clip real quick because we've got an interesting show tonight nonetheless, because there are some strange things that have been found on the Red Planet. And apparently there's an alien weapon. I mean, come on. You've seen the thumbnail. But before I get to the weirdness, there's a mathematician. Is it right? Mathematician who explains the unique number 6174. It is very unique number. Don't let me tease you because this world is bizarre enough as it is. Now when you bring math into it, Because math is what? Come on, don't make me beg. It's the universal language because it should be constant. I don't know if it is, because if you're living near a planet like Jupiter, isn't time a little different? Doesn't it slow down the bigger the planet? The gravity stronger, time slows, or is it the reverse? But anyway, check this out. This is very strange. Welcome to GoFun.
The number I want to talk about is 6174, and it doesn't seem to have anything which is unusual about it. But Capricar showed that if you carry out a procedure, which I'll outline for you, it always comes to this number. The conditions are that it has to have 4 digits, and these 4 digits mustn't be the same. So you have to choose maybe 3 the same and 1 different, or all different. It doesn't really matter. But you don't choose 1111 or 0000. So I asked you to choose one at random, and you said 9218 is your starting point. Now the first thing you do with this is to put that in the order, the largest number first, then the next largest number, then the next largest number, and then the smallest, and then the other way around, 1289. I've rearranged these digits in the order, highest to lowest, lowest to highest. And then what you do is take this away from that, and when you do that you get 2, and then you carry 1 9 into, and I get 8532. Now this is the new number that you put into this machine. You arrange that in order with the highest to lowest, which it turns out to be right straight away, and then the other way round, 2358, and you take 1 away from the other, and there we are, 6174. So you've been really kind to me, because I've only had to go through this iteration twice and I get to the number. Well, the number I want to talk about is 6174, and it doesn't seem to have anything which is unusual about it. But Capricar showed that if you carry out a procedure, which I'll outline for you, it always comes to this number. The conditions are that it has to have 4 digits, and these 4 digits mustn't be the same. So you have to choose maybe 3 the same and 1 different, or all different. It doesn't really matter. But you don't choose 1111 or 0000. So I asked you to choose one at random, and you said 9218 is your starting point. Now the first thing you do with this is to put that in the order, the largest number first, then the next largest number, then the next largest number, and then the smallest, and then the other way around, 1289. I've rearranged these digits in the order, highest to lowest, lowest to highest. And then what you do is take this away from that, and when you do that you get 2, and then you carry 1 9 into, and I get 8532. Now this is the new number that you put into this machine. You arrange that in order with the highest to lowest, which it turns out to be right straight away, and then the other way round, 2358, and you take 1 away from the other, and there we are, 6174. So you've been really kind to me, because I've only had to go through this iteration twice and I get to the number.
We got it up. Of course, I'll fix that, but, you know. Anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the new time on the wall clock thing there. Strange number, right? All right. So this was yesterday. Rose Cuckold. We're going to get to the good stuff. Says there is no plan for President Trump to give a major speech on UFO disclosure. Told you. Barring a massive unexpected event, nothing is in the works. Told you. I told you. I got a speech all ready. No, he never wrote it. It's in his brain. That's how Trump talks. I got it all up here. I got a whole speech in my head. He didn't say it. I got a whole speech written out in his head.
No
Yes.
impending disclosure by the president. There was, I know Mark Christopher Lee had announced that there was going to be on the 8th of July, the anniversary of Roswell, or earlier, some kind of an announcement by the president about UAP disclosure. It's sad that Mark has been embarrassed by the fact that he's now had to admit that his source was malign. I think it would be very interesting to know from Mark what he knows about the source and whether there was perhaps some manipulation from within the Trump administration to try and distract the public at a time when, frankly, the Epstein story was on all the front pages. I am increasingly skeptical that President Trump is going to make any kind of an announcement about UAPs. He hasn't followed up on his pledge on social media. Contrary to assertions made by some commentators, the announcement on social media does not constitute an executive order in law. So effectively, the president has promised something on social media, but he hasn't followed up with an executive order. If you, the public, are concerned to ensure that your president follows through on his pledge for transparency on UAPs, extraterrestrial life, then frankly, you should be holding the White House's feet to the fire and asking them why an official executive order has not been enacted.
Oh, hold on. Yes, White House. I know. I was told to call and hold your feet to the fire. Ross? Yeah. I know. Yeah, but if I know. Listen. He said he was going to make the speech. I'm holding your feet to the hello? Come on. We're going to do call the White House. Excuse me, White House? Hello? Ross Cuckold told me to call and hold your feet to the fire. How are we supposed to do that? Hold another sign? Hey, holding feet to the fire. Trump didn't say anything. Stupid doofus. Kelly Lewis became a member. Say word. Oh, hey, Metalhead. Why didn't Biden administration release the files? They had them. Not as easy as you think. And they did. They did release the files. And Todd Blanche is a great representative of whatever he's doing. Kelly Lewis, 34 months. Holy macadamia nuts. Thank you so much for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, I said, thank you for your service. Why are they kids? Why would they have a sound effect of children cheering? Right? Isn't that stupid? It's stupid. Wasn't funny. God, they give the dumbest sound effects ever. Don't they? I mean, you would think... I'm not gonna... It's just the way it is. You thought there was going to be another one? Thank you, Kelly Lewis. 9,791. I know you didn't put that in there. I hate that. Does that mean there's 9,791 Kelly Lewises? That'd be weird. Thank you for celebrating your 34. How 12, 24, 36 minus 2 months. That's 1 year. Almost 3 years. Jiminy Glick. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. In 19 minutes, we'll be giving away 10. 10 all at once. Well, 5 and then 5. Right? Right? No? All right. Appreciate everybody. Yeah. I read your response. It's a moot point. It's a moot point. Yeah. Because it's not Trump's fault. Hey, if there was anything on Trump, don't you think the Biden administration would have released them? They can't release everything. You know why? Imagine everybody you'd ever seen in Hollywood is guilty. Be a weird world tomorrow, wouldn't it? I don't know why everybody focuses on that. I'm not saying you, metalhead. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why I could give a shit. Yeah, of course I want to know, but I'm not going to let it affect me. I want to know about aliens. Here we are, talking about it. Where's the disclosure? It's the same exact thing. There's nothing different between the Epsteins and the UFOs. I'm sorry, and the aliens. We found out there's 4 food group aliens, right? You got your, and then your, and then, and I always forget the last one. You guys know. It gets old. It gets old after a while. Yeah. It gets old. I want disclosure as bad as anybody, but it's never going to happen. Never. It can't happen. It just can't. If there's disclosure, then what would the government do when there's strange things that they're flying in the sky? What are they going to say? It's demons. Yeah. Today it's demons. And another Phoenix Lights event. Oh, yeah. It's interdimensional beings. It's the Greys. Don't worry about it. What's that? Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. That's the tall whites. Yeah, I know, but and then how are they going to cover up their ships? It's us. It's our stuff. We have the ability to blink in and out of existence with our technology. Pardon? Yeah, you can't hear anything because, well, they use a thing called free energy where we just suck all the energy from the Earth's atmosphere and propel. Will it ever be used? It's being used. But it can't be used in mass. This is why you can't have disclosure. You want to hear why you can't have free energy the way you think we can have it? Because in this day and age, you will deplete the Earth's energy. That's not true. Energy is always, it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes everywhere. What? It doesn't go anywhere. It goes everywhere. Oh. Say word? Yeah, like if you have a battery, right? And the battery, it dies because you used it for a month straight. Well, that energy's gone out of the battery, but it's everywhere in the ether. See what I mean? So we take that energy, throw it into a ship, let's just use as an example a Tic Tac, and we fly it around. Now imagine 600,000, maybe 1 million of these things flying around. sucking up all that energy. What do you think's going to happen to our magnetosphere? Huh? What do you think's going to happen to the Earth's magnetic core? Well, hey, I mean, it's not like it's going to stop spinning. It's just going to stop creating energy. We've already depleted a lot of it. That's what they're going to say. Yeah. And we're very close to a pole change. Very close. Do you know that the magnetic point for true north now moves 40 miles a year? What? I remember when it was feet. Now it's miles. We're getting there. And nothing really happens to us per se, but our electronic grid will, well, feel the effects. Satellites will burn out. We may go a month, a day, a week, maybe even a year without electricity. Can you imagine? Imagine? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but possibilities are endless. We're living in very strange times. Very strange. Very exciting. I'm so glad I'm at the age I am, because by the time I get, well, old, watch your mouth out there. By the time I hit 70, stuff's going to hit the fan, the sheet. It's already, it's approaching the fan right now. Let me show you this. I'm going to show you something very interesting. Have you guys ever heard about the city underneath Chicago? Let me show you. See, these are the things that fascinate me. These strange, and I don't think that this is not a back room type of AI thing where it's an endless void of rooms and, well, I say void, an endless place where all the doors are the same and all the, everything looks the same and it goes on for miles. This isn't that. This isn't a back room. This is strange. And it's real. So what do you say? You know what I mean? There's an entire city underground, under Chicago. Yeah, no joke. Take a look.
Seen this? This is crazy. It's just a whole nother world underneath Chicago.
It's wild, right?
Wow.
That's what I want to do.
Wow.
That is so wild to me.
Have you guys seen this?
In Arizona.
This is crazy.
In Arizona, there's this place called the Biltmore Fashion Square. And one day I was driving my friend. We were going to work, and he goes, "Are you familiar with the..." Because we were coming up on this place called the Biltmore Fashion Square. It's off this 24th Street in Camelback area. It's a very high dollar, high shopping area. And he goes, "Yeah, do you want to go see some wild stuff after work?" And I'm like, "Well, we can do it now." And we went to this place that was a loading dock. And it was in the Biltmore Fashion Square. And I heard a phone going off. It sounded like Skype, and I thought it was me. It's the neighbor. And we get to this entrance, and it is an underground, just like you've seen before. I've shown the picture where the Cheyenne Mountain, I believe it was, where they go into the mountain and it's underground. Similar to that. It was just this parking garage that had nothing in it. And I started freaking out. I'm like, dude, why is this here? And we drove around for like 2 minutes, and I had a very strange feeling that we shouldn't have been. I mean, there was nothing that said don't go here. We just went into a loading dock, and underneath, when trucks back up to a place, the loading docks, right? And they can step out of the back of the vehicle, and they have the ramp that goes right to where they could load stuff. Underneath that is where we went. It was a fake loading dock. Yeah. It was open. Just like, hey, you couldn't tell. And people in Arizona don't even know it's there. He said it's connected to the underground, to the UFO that's buried in Dreamy Draw, which was just 2 miles up the road. And he said, yeah, it'll take us right up to the point where the UFO is buried, and there's a door that you could open. Well, he said you can't open it, but there's this big, huge, massive steel door like you would see in Cheyenne Mountain. And he said if we ever had access to the door, we would see the UFO. It goes right to it. There really is a UFO buried in the ground, underground in Arizona, at this place called Dreamy Draw Mountain, which is now called Piestewa Peak, named after an indigenous girl whose last name was Piesto, who died in the Iraq War. So they named State Route 51, which is another strange name. They called it State Route 51. And get this. And they named it Piestewa Peak. That is the same exact place that the Phoenix Lights flew right over. They went right over this mountain. And still, Sylvester Stallone owns a house on that mountain. His kids, I guess, half kids, whatever they are, used to work out at my gym. Never talked to them. But, I talked to them, but not about that. But it was very strange that the UFO is right across the street from where Sylvester Stallone's house is, on top of the mountain. Allegedly. It is his home. And about 1.5 miles up the road, you can go to an underground entrance that I just told you about. And now check this out. The UFO works. And they allegedly built not like a system, like an underground railroad of sorts that goes from right where we were underground to Area 51, which is why they named it State Route 51. You like that one? That gives me goosebumps just talking about it, because I never went back there. I thought about it all the time. When we had the lockdowns and I was driving around, I was going to go down there. I should have. Nobody was around. But it's interesting because they have a mall that's right there. And there's a parking lot right next to the ramp that goes to the loading dock. And I've never seen cars or trucks ever go in this ramp. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, I'd like to go back there now and investigate further, but I'm scared. I'm too far away. But I like it. I like it that that's actually there. They took the energy from the UFO and made a transit system. And that's what that underground thing is. And it's a hub of many. See, the UFO didn't crash there. It was put there. That's the rumor. And the reason they put it there, because scientists back in the day couldn't figure out a way to extract it, to extract the power source from the UFO. So they literally parked, and you're going to hear all these crash retrievals and all this shit. They're not crashes. They literally are putting the actual UFOs into these locations and calling them crash sites and building these underground tunnels as a way to cover up their alleged crash. Now, you never heard that story before. I know you haven't. I've been waiting to talk about it for a long time. I always forget. I always forget to talk about it. It's weird. But these 100 or so UFOs are energy sources that they couldn't extract from the UFO. So they just put the UFO underground. And they extract the energy from the UFO. That's the only way they can do it. Because when they did try to extract it, what do you think happened? People died. I'm telling you, lots of information up here. Lots of Arizona information on the underground world. Nobody told you that story. It's a real thing. And this is why they can't tell us or show us anything, any of the UFOs, because they're all being used as power sources and they're all underground. The only way they would be able to do it is to go underground and show you the UFO underground. And another reason why they put them underground, because they're very toxic. It's like a radiation, but it's not radiation poisoning. So they literally have to put them minimum of 50 feet underground. So the dirt, the rocks, they encase it in whatever they do, in lead or something I heard. And they keep people safe. Why do you think the UFO in the Phoenix Lights flew where it flew on that night of March 13th, 1997? Because the actual, I'm not going to call it a mothership, but we'll do it for shits and giggles, because the mothership was going from point to point to point, finding her babies. Why are they encased in lead or underground? What are they using them for? You know, the Phoenix Lights, it didn't just show up in Phoenix that night. Allegedly, it went all over the world hunting for its babies. This is a story I was told. I can't tell you who. But when my parents used to live up in this place, it's near True North in the McDowell Mountains of Scottsdale, Arizona. And I told the story before about me and my parents. My parents, where they had this house, it was built like right on the edge of a very low but picturesque mountain crest, like right off the edge, and then it goes straight down into the most horrific desert you can imagine. I mean, we're talking rocks that will cut you, and needles off these cactus. I've never seen anything like them. They're just the most vicious of needles. If you were to go walking around, you couldn't unless you had these shoes with, lead inserts so you don't get stabbed, right? Plus the rattlesnakes and scorpions might get you. So across the peak that they lived on top of, there were other homes around the area. But my parents had this view of a light that kept showing up, yeah, every night. It was there, it never left. And the light was getting brighter and brighter every night. And I have video of it somewhere. And I've been looking for it. I haven't found it yet because for some stupid reason I didn't write it down. And because every time I had a sighting, whatever tape was in my recorder, I would write it down on the tape so I wouldn't forget where it was, and I date it. I didn't do that with this, although I think I'm in the right area now. And I have on video this light in a bush, and it's pretty bright, and you can easily see it. So I said, "Hey, Dad, what's the light?" And before I could finish, he says, "Oh yeah, we ever since we moved here, that light's been getting brighter." I think this was around September. I'm pretty sure it was. And I said, "Well, what is it?" "Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange." I didn't think anything of it. I figured, well, maybe it's somebody put like a security light out there or something, right? So I didn't think anything of it. I figured, what does my dad know? He's just talking out his ass. He's just guessing. He doesn't know. And I would eat over at my parents' every week. So the next week I go there, and the first thing I do is go to the window, and well, there it is. And it was close to sunset, so it was a little darker than it would normally be if it was high noon. And I see this light in the tree, in this desert bush, whatever it is. And I said, that is weird. He goes, "Yeah, it got even a lot brighter than it usually it's never this bright." So I go, "Hold on." Go out to my car, grabbed my recorder, and I started recording this strange light in the bush. So that night I go home and I go on the computer and I look up the satellite imagery of that area. Nothing. It's just rocks. And when you get to that bush, it seems like it was a little darker, which meant there was like a lot of rocks around this area. I'm like, "Oh, that is interesting." So I'm like, "How do I get there?" So I called my dad. I go, "Is there any way we could go over there?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "You'll have to go on people's property to get behind their property to go onto that. You have to get their permission." I said, "Okay." Didn't do it. I said, "All right, whatever. It's just a strange anomaly." Well, another week or two goes by, and this thing is bright. And I'm there at 5 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and the sun isn't near going down. And I said, "Dad, that is really bizarre." And my mother comes out, "Yeah, it's really bright, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no crap." So I recorded it. Later that night, about 3 a.m., my phone rings. Now, at that time, I lived 65 miles from my parents due south in Chandler. So my father and my mother calls. She goes, "Richie." I'm like, "Yeah, what's wrong?" She goes, "You know that light?" I go, "Yeah." "In the bush?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "There's helicopters and military all around, and it looks like they're taking the light out of the ground." And I could hear my father in the background, "Yeah, there it is. They're taking the light, Richie." Yeah, he's yelling. He knows I could hear him. "Yeah, they're taking the light out of the ground. There's 4 Chinook helicopters. Everybody's up. They woke us up and they're taking the light out of the ground." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I wanted you to look in this direction to see if you could see it because they might head your way." Because south would be Tucson, and the military is very big presence in Tucson. But if they went east and took the light and went east, they would go over Fountain Hills area in that region, and I wouldn't be able to see them. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the second story of my house. I'm looking in your direction. He goes, "Oh my God, you gotta see this thing. It's amazing. All right, we'll call you back." And he hangs up, or they hang up. I'm like, what is going on? I never saw any helicopters. Apparently, my dad said, they went due south. I'm like, I didn't see shit. So they may have went south, but maybe cut east and stayed away from the population. But he said they literally took the light and it was in a net. And it reminded me of Jake Barber and his egg story. And I'm wondering if that's what it was. One of these eggs were buried underground and it got activated somehow and was getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And it was like a beacon. It's the only thing I could think of. So, I go over there the next day and you can't see there was any disturbance, anything. It looked normal. I mean, I couldn't go to the site, but I'm there with binoculars, I'm there with the camera, and I'm like, you can't even tell. Even the bush looks exactly the same. Very strange. But 4 Chinook helicopters? That must have been intensely loud. He said the military, he said they were down in the gully, is what my parents called that area that I was telling you about off that cliff where they lived. He said they were all out there, they were all armed, and they were telling us to not leave the home. Everything's fine, nothing to see here type of shit. He says, but they were all down in that gully, making sure nobody came out and went over there. Wow. I mean, what is that? What the hell? So if I could find that footage, wow. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to get back to it and see if I could find it now that I'm feeling better and I'm healthy. I could actually do some real investigation on my own shit, see what I've got, and hopefully it looks good on TV. But very interesting. Arizona has so many secrets hidden underground and all over the city. Apparently, because I did a little research, apparently there were 3 other lights that were taken out of the ground, because when I talked about this the first time, it was when it happened. And this was what, 2005? It was like 11, 12 years ago, maybe. And people contacted me and said, yeah, where I live in Arrowhead, which was about 60 miles to the west of me. Yeah, the same thing happened where we live. We were woken up by a couple of these huge helicopters. Maybe they were Chinooks, we don't know. But everybody was out and they took a light out of the ground, this guy tells me, near the airport. Okay. Interesting. Then another person messaged me and said, yeah, I live in Litchfield Park, which is also west. And yeah, I live near Luke Air Force Base. I'm not sure I can't remember if that's where Litchfield is, and that was 80 miles. So another 20 miles to the west, somebody said same thing happened. All in September. Very strange. Something is going on. I love that story because it really happened, which is strange that I have it on video. And I never found out who those other people were. They They said if we didn't record it, they told us. They told me. Isn't that weird? Like, why wouldn't you? My parents didn't record it. I said, why didn't you record it? We didn't think of it. Everything was happening so fast. What do you mean you didn't think of it? How do you not think of recording such a thing? Richie, it was so loud. They woke us up and, we called you to see if you could see it. And it was already 5 minutes. Everything happened so fast. Somebody's got video somewhere of that being taken out of the ground. Anyway, lots of high strangeness all around us at all times. Check this out.
This 500-year-old cloth perfectly replicate a biological phenomenon called the Samson-Purkinje effect. For centuries, the Virgin of Guadalupe defied explanation. Now, digital scanning has exposed a hidden optical layer. Take the tiny reflection of a bearded man trapped inside the Virgin's right pupil. When computers magnify this image 2,500 times, it reveals he is actually part of a microscopic cluster of 13 human figures found in both eyes. Painting microscopic people is one thing, but here is the real puzzle. The group is distorted completely differently in the left eye compared to the right. But this exact geometric distortion perfectly matches the natural curvature of a living human cornea.
Wow.
It warps the reflection exactly as a biological sphere would.
That's crazy.
The placement of these figures also creates a mathematically precise triple reflection. Light bounces off 3 distinct biological boundaries, just like a real eye. Achieving this flawless 3-dimensional anatomical mapping on a flat 16th century cactus fiber cloth remains completely inexplicable to modern science.
How could they, to do that? It's bizarre. And another thing that's real bizarre is that airline pilots, believe the earth is flat. I know. Nobody believes the earth is flat. I get you. Why would a pilot or pilots say the earth is flat?
Excuse me, what did this pilot just say? Y'all like the video and check this out.
You can say that again.
I'm a member of the Flat Earth. Ready?
Ready?
I'm American Aeronautics pilot. I'm a member of the Flat Earth Society.
God bless you, brother.
Oh, there you
True, I
go.
love it.
How long have you been a pilot for? 43 years. Wow. What shape is the planet? Flat.
You're the pilot?
Right.
How long have you been flying for?
Like for Delta, 21 years, but maybe like 30 something.
Dang.
I want to know, because they say the pilots know a lot. Do you think the Earth is flat or no?
I know it's flat.
You know it's flat?
World is flat. Confirmed.
Completely.
You get to that, and if you go down, and then gravity works in a different direction, but it rains, it doesn't fall on the floor. What if it falls?
Is there another world beyond the...
What the heck?
Wow.
So there's other realms beyond the wall, the ice walls. So imagine we're living on a world and space is a projection. We can't get out. We can't go there. There really is a firmament. But check this out. In every picture I've ever seen from near Earth orbit, coming home from the moon, Artemis coming home from the moon, remember? They were showing the Earth. Where are all the satellites? There's not one in any picture, yet there's over 40,000, maybe 100,000 satellites flying around Earth in near Earth orbit or low Earth orbit, whatever. It makes no sense. And I realize it's a pretty big place. Earth is pretty big. But the fact that we don't see any satellites is very strange. It is. It's very strange. You want to see another one? Oh, yeah, we can talk about this all day. This is very strange what I'm about to show you. I don't believe the earth is what it is. That's where I'm at. I believe I don't know the truth because a lot of things don't make sense. No, I know a lot of people are going to say, look, you're losing your mind, you're getting old, you're getting senile. You know, when you see enough stuff over the course of your life, some things just don't make sense. And a lot of things don't make sense to me. So I'm a little more open-minded because they did that experiment 800 miles in a straight line and no drop off on the curvature of the earth? How's that even possible? It shouldn't be.
One got sent to me a ton. It's called Flat Earth Clues by Mark Sargent. Shout out to Mark. He actually commented on some videos too. I'll link to his profile down in the description. Make sure you go give him a subscribe. But let's check this out. Like the video, subscribe for more. Here we go.
I didn't even think I was going to play this at all, ever. It's just fun to talk about.
Reader's Digest version containing many of the interesting parts of the flat Earth theory. For those who have already started seeing things with new eyes, it will be mostly a recap, but there could be a few new angles you haven't looked at.
Oh, hell.
For the rest of you who are new to this, the first question is invariably, is this a joke? Because it's a joke, right? And that's where we start, because it's one of our two basic childhood facts. 1 + 1 = 2, and the Earth is a globe. We're taught this before almost everything else, and that right there should give you a clue on how serious this secret is. But for those who have forgotten their history, here's the modified Men in Black version. For the first 4,000 years of our civilization, we believed that the Earth was a flattish disk, surrounded by a solid dome barrier called the firmament.
Right.
All of the 5 major religions had their own version of this, and the churches enforced the belief. Then, around 1514, a man named Copernicus created a new model of the world. He stated that if the Earth was spinning around 1,100 miles an hour and circling the sun at 60,000 miles an hour, the world was then round.
Jesus.
And while the math more or less worked, there was a problem. It was 1500, and the technology to prove such a theory wasn't there. The first balloon to carry people wasn't invented until 1760. Sailboats were the only travel over water, and the fastest thing on land was a horse. But the new worldview was promoted and took hold. The religions adapted to handle the new reality, and life moved on. More importantly, the globe model was quickly introduced into the education systems. Over the next 500 years, the challenges to this model faded, to the point where the globe was accepted as universally as physical laws such as gravity. Read that again if you didn't absorb it. For 20 generations, people believed that the Earth was round because there was a globe in every classroom they sat in. There was no proof. Hundreds of years went by, and still civilization had no way of proving the theory. Planes were invented around 1900, but until 1957, nothing could go high enough to give a true perspective of where we lived.
Right.
And that's when everything got strange. The United States and Russia both sent up rockets high enough to take decent pictures, and what they saw scared them a great deal. How do we know they were extremely concerned about the sky? Because the US and Russia immediately started firing nuclear weapons straight up, and they kept firing for the next 4 years. A few things to keep in mind here.
Right?
First, this was now 1958. Nuclear weapons were very expensive and hard to come by. These also weren't those nominal yield 20 kiloton toys we used on Hiroshima. This was high kiloton to low megaton, and we couldn't get them up fast enough.
Whoa.
And the strangeness continued in other places. In 1959, only a year into the atmosphere bombardment, 10 nations, including the United States, made Antarctica off-limits to any colonization. A treaty was put in place and to this day remains intact.
Yeah, that...
that always bothered me. Why we can't go to Antarctica. You know what they say? It's unsafe. Dangerous. If you go there and you lose power of your ship or whatever it is you're using to travel, we can't save you. So what? That's our risk. We want to take it. We want to go there. We want to go there. It's very strange. Yeah, I don't feel like playing the whole thing, but I just think it's really weird. I do. I really do. I think the whole thing's bizarre. What if we do live on a flat earth, let's say? God, that sounds weird. But we are on a grid where what we know is here, right? And if we cross beyond the ice wall and get to the next place, well, maybe dinosaurs exist over there, right? Well, how come nothing ever flies over into our Earth? Oh, good question. UFOs? I don't know. Maybe they're coming from the other realities over the wall. I don't know, man. It's just really interesting how, we can't see the satellites. You never see them in the sky. In all the pictures, you never see one satellite. And everything about what we know just seems to be really wrong. I don't know, man. They make some really good points.
Evolve quickly. Sailors avoided cold weather seas whenever possible, and oxygen levels get low enough to harm people, even on high mountains. The brilliance of the design comes in the simple fact that human males are corrupted by power. Corruption so total, in fact, that they would rather hide the world itself rather than risk their power on it. You could theorize that kings and popes were told of the world a long time ago. Maybe an ancient scroll or book. Perhaps an interdimensional being told the tale of what the world looked like. But this was all but dismissed, because even the most powerful leaders of the day couldn't reach the borders. And if they couldn't, what chance did the general public have? It's one thing to be told of the giant impenetrable dome, but it's a whole different animal when you finally stand right next to it. Then the tough decisions have to be made.
Whoa.
Do we keep the secret? And how far are we willing to go to keep the status quo?
Yep. How far? Well, check this out. Do you guys remember, oh God, what's that astronaut's name? He wouldn't put his hand, he put his hand on the Bible and swore he went to the moon. But then got so mad, he kicked out the reporter guy. I can't remember his name. Edgar Mitchell. Yeah, here we go. Listen to this.
Swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
You bet your sweet ass.
Okay, put your left hand on the Bible. Put your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and say, I, Edgar Mitchell.
I, Edgar Mitchell.
Affirm.
Affirm.
Under penalty of eternal damnation.
I don't believe in that, but penalty of eternal damnation.
That I walked on the moon on Apollo 14.
That I walked on the moon on Apollo 14.
Well, you're the first astronaut to do that. We asked 6 other astronauts to swear on the Bible, and they refused to do it.
Well, I don't particularly like to take oaths like that either, because I don't accept the Bible as the gospel of anything except the historical record. But we did go to the moon. You bet your sweet ass we went to the moon. Okay, turn off the camera. Your interview is done. I've given you all the time I'm going to give you.
Okie dokie. Good to meet you.
I don't say it's a pleasure.
Oh, wow. Understand.
Please get your ass out of my house.
Okay.
And you came here under false pretenses, and I think you're an asshole.
Well,
and if you continue this, and if you press this, I will personally take you to court.
I hope that you do. I invite you to. I'm going to give you my card so you can arrange that. And I'm encouraging you to arrange.
You're frankly not worth it.
No, we have you on the record saying you'll take me to court. I hope you do. Because we have proof that would prove it in a court of law that Apollo 11 didn't go to the moon. And I think it's something.
The nervous laugh. That is a nervous laugh if I have ever heard a nervous laugh. It is.
11 didn't go to the moon. And I think it's something that you should see. I don't say that lightly, believe me. I don't say it lightly.
You have joking, sir. People can have fun. And maybe do that if they feel like they want to have a little fun on a trip to the moon. As an independent producer,
okay, we're heading out.
Doing that is against moral ethics.
Lying about going to the moon is a satanic lie of gigantic proportions.
I don't hit people, but you're going to be on the deck unless you.
I'm heading out. I appreciate it.
And get the hell out of my house.
Why is this so walked up? If they actually
Don't get a gun and shoot them at them before they get out of the office.
We have a video camera running if you want to do it.
Right.
That would be great footage for us. See you later. In court, I hope.
Want to call the CIA? Have them whacked.
Would you?
Call the CIA and have them waxed? I think he meant whacked. Unreal. Unbelievable to me that Edgar Mitchell would lose his mind. Right? I'm telling you, man. Look, even NASA can't hold back their mistakes.
Check this out. He's saying NASA made a huge mistake on a live stream. Y'all like the video? And let's check it out.
This is from the Artemis return mission.
Oh, okay.
Live
Watch
stream by
this.
NASA. Watch for yourself.
Orion in a trajectory to exit distant retrograde
Look at the moon.
orbit and head back toward the moon ahead of RPF today.
Or the Earth.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you guys left it up too.
Just prior to that.
Or the moon. They accidentally left the moon up. That was the moon. And they forgot to move it out of the way.
Artemis return mission.
Oh, okay.
Live stream by NASA. Watch for yourself.
Orion in a trajectory to exit distant retrograde orbit and head back toward the moon ahead of RPF today.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you guys left it up too.
Just prior to that burn.
Why is the moon?
The Earth's flat.
Why is the moon dancing around like that? Let's watch that again.
Real.
Orion in a
All right, I want to watch that again. Look at that.
They're on the moon or near the moon
There
now.
it goes, and it's bouncing around. Look, it's moving.
That's not good. Oh, you guys left it up too.
Oh, Lord.
Why? Why fake it? That's unreal. It's unreal. Very strange. Yes, very strange. Let me see something here. Strange things broadcast on live TV. Just a little high strangeness. Hold on a second. What was that I just saw? Oh, I forgot to give away the memberships. Let me do that. Sorry. I know you guys were probably yelling at me. All right, let's give away the 10 memberships. I'm going to send them out now. In 5, 4, 5 at a time. 3, and they're random. 2, go. Here comes the first 5. So who got them today? Who got them? Ooh, 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 ooh. Power Off got one. Noble Victory got one. Raul Rodriguez got one. Trent W got one. And Stargazer B got one. Now, the funny thing is, I don't know any of those people. I've never seen them here. Isn't that weird? Guys, you know that's true, right? It's so weird how YouTube does this. All right, let's do another 5. And these are the last 5. In 3, 2, 1. Just power off, Rich? Huh? Talking about? I don't know what that means. Why would you say that? Vamp Skider. Hold on. Vamp Skider got one. You guys, do you know? Okay, I know 5x5 News US. I've seen that one. Power Off is here. Oh, I didn't see Power Off. Okay, well, congratulations. Okay, all right, good. Vamp Skider, Spiral Companion, Steven, 5x5 News US. I know that guy. And the real Dutch Wolf. All right. My bad. Sorry. Power Off is here, says Skybird as well. Oh, okay. Well, Thor, I don't know any of them. So what am I supposed to do? Lie? I don't know Power Off. I mean, I may have seen Power Off, but I don't know Power Off. Not enough for me to remember. Sorry, Power Off. But thank you very much for hanging out. But you guys act like I can remember everything. I don't run the chat room. I don't work in the chat room. I work here. So that may be why I'm not familiar. Yes, I have seen Power Off before. Of course I have. But it didn't ring a bell when I first saw the name. But you guys know the other ones are people that are not regulars. That's what I should have said. Not regulars. Like, you guys are the core. Wow, I like having the clock back up there. I got to tell you, that helps me too. I didn't realize it was 8:30 already, my time. All right, let me forget that what I was going to show you. I need to get the NASA thing up here. And the weird thing is, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you this through this channel, Benny Johnson, because Benny shows a lot of things that I would like to show, but he already did the work for us. So thank you very much, Benny J. Alien missile found on Mars. Here we go. Very strange, my peeps. Very strange.
Well, obviously, after Barack Obama says aliens are real, Donald Trump released the UFO files. But some of the strangest things that you can see when it comes to UFOs or multiplanetary, interplanetary life is directly from our orbital missions of Mars and our rovers on Mars. Mysterious object in NASA Mars photo ignites theories of extraterrestrial life on the red planet. Okay, what is it? It's this. People are saying that this looks like a fuselage of a missile.
What does that look like to you guys? I'll tell you what I think it looks like. It looks like rocks. People see this part right here and they go, it's a warhead.
Some type of other weaponry from the red planet.
Looks like a
UFO
rock.
researcher shared a photo taken by the Curiosity rover that appears to show what he believes is an unexploded alien missile on the Martian surface. What do you think, Curiosity rover? One resurface.
Oh, no wonder why. UFO researcher Scott C. Waring, who, by the way, is the biggest of the biggest when it comes to bullshittery. Scott C. Waring is, in my opinion, the biggest fraud and the biggest liar and the biggest makeup artist. And I don't mean makeup as in putting on your face. I mean he makes up shit. He believes if it looks like it, it has to be it. That's that guy, you know? Probably voted for Biden. Kamala.
Percentage, fueling extraordinary claims about the red planet. An alien war. UFO researcher Scott C. Waring sharing the photo of the rotor appears what he believes to be an alien missile on the Martian landscape. He argued the object is evidence of an ancient conflict that wiped out the once thriving civilization on Mars.
Good Lord.
Waring even speculated that the mysterious object could represent advanced extraterrestrial weapon technology that governments could use to rush to obtain if they ever got to Mars first. What do you think? What does that look like to you? Another image taken by the Mars Curiosity rover claims a long-lost civilization formation in the distance appeared to have a doorway. Here's your doorway on Mars.
Hey, wait, go back to that. Can you go back to that? I want you to look at this, though. It's kind of strange. Right here looks like a Masonic symbol, right? And then here, it looks like, like an entrance to an Egyptian tomb or something. And you got straight cut right there, straight cuts, straight cut. Very interesting that nobody's talking about this Masonic-like image. But this could very well be an entrance into what could be some sort of, image of a sphinx or maybe a dog, Nubis.
What's in there? Nobody knows. We're not sure. What is it? Is that the doorway?
Look at this.
NASA has not commented on the latest claims. Well, NASA did reveal that they found the clearest signs of life on Mars yet.
Wow. A year ago, we found a sample, and it was, again, we're exploring in places where...
This lady on the right does not like what he's saying. Her mouth is so tight. I know that sounds bad. But, when people do the tight-lipped Lou and they go, that face? We've seen every whistleblower make that face. She does it right here. As soon as he says, well, NASA, made a very big discovery.
Sample, and it was, again, we're exploring in places where there were rivers and where there were lakes. And much as on Earth,
She looks at this guy, not directly, but she looks in his direction to see if he looks at her. When she looks at him, he turns to look in her direction, but then she looks back forward. That is unbelievable. See, there he is looking at her. And then moments earlier, she looks at him. Watch this. It's like they're secretly behind this guy's back saying, can you believe this bullshit? Watch.
Was, again, we're exploring in places.
She looks at him, he looks back.
Where there were rivers and where there were lakes. And
there it is. She's looking in that direction. He notices it, and watch.
Much as on.
And now he looks back at her. She changes her view back to him. It's very, very obvious they don't believe this bullshit.
And it was, again, we're exploring in places where there were rivers and where there were lakes.
Now,
and much as on Earth,
looks over, and he does one of these, guys. He does this. Very subtle. Like, I saw you. Watch. This is very important. Watch. Watch what he does with his head. After he looks back at her, he does this. Like he's agreeing. It's bullshit.
In places where there were rivers and where there were lakes.
She's looking at him. As soon as he says rivers, she looks at him. He notices it.
Much as on Earth.
Looks back at her. He already made this motion. You can see it. Literally see it. It's a micro expression, but it's a big one. He smiles, and now watch. There it is. He does the turn. I want you to look at this. This is very important. Just watch his mouth.
And much as on Earth.
I mean, this is so obvious that they don't believe him.
And much as on Earth, we think that that's where we'd see signs of ancient life on Mars. And so a year ago, we thought we found what we believe to be signs of microbial life on the Mars surface. Do we think this is signs of ancient life on Mars? And after a year of review, they've come back and they said, listen, we can't find another explanation.
We can't find another explanation. So yeah, it's got to be that. Pareidolia? You betcha. Until you see something moving, or you see something that definitely is a skeletal remain, you know, it's very hard to believe that they found evidence of vertebrate intelligent life on Mars. And Benny better be careful, because Scott C. Waring loves to strike channels that uses information. Even though it's NASA, Scott C. Waring still strikes people. That's why I've never used his stuff.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, proof of a war on Mars.
See, here he is. There's Scott C. Waring. I got in about 20 news articles about this find. Yeah.
Here you go. There's your missile. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. What do you think? What do you think about
What do you
this?
guys think?
There you go.
Is that a legitimate? I mean, right here, you can see it's a rock. And then, you know, I know this is strange looking. This looks strange, like there was some sort of encasement that this was in, and this is the remnants of it. You know, you can see the discoloration between what would be the warhead, because a lot of people believe Mars had a nuclear war. What are the odds that 1 billion years ago, or whenever, that they had a nuclear war? They used the same weaponry that we have here on Earth. Do you know why? Do you know why? Anybody? Because we got the technology from there. It's the only thing that makes sense. We have people that have been to Mars and back. $20 and back. Ma? Yeah? I'm going to go to Mars. I'll see you in 20 years. No, you won't. I'll see you tomorrow. 20 years goes by. She can't tell that's a carbon copy of her son. 20 years comes. He's put back into that body or brought back. Doesn't remember a damn thing. Just that he was able to go somewhere for 20 years and come back and look exactly the same. But he's got 20 years. This was what these guys said. Who was one of those? Wasn't it, who was the guy who just died? David Wilcock, Corey Good, right? And it wasn't Biagio, whatever that guy's name. Didn't he do the 20 and back? Who else did the 20 and back? Couple of people. I can't remember their names, but those two were the biggest ones of all. But they literally stole the story from people who were legitimately in the 20 and back program to go to Mars and back or wherever. Very funny to me. But, you know, you look at this part of it.
I think it looks kind of like a rock.
You know, this looks like it could be the makeup of the inside technology. You know, we got some sort of weird metallic looking thing here, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see this colorized, and if they could figure out what each of these sections are. Because, you know, if you look at rockets, you know, you got the white warhead. You could even have the fuselage right here. But, you know, the fuselage would have to go all the way down. You know, it's just maybe they didn't use fuel like we did. Maybe they didn't have that need for liquid fuel.
Information, honestly. But here's the actual image. Here's the photo on the NASA Mars.nasa.gov website. What do you think?
It's pretty cool. I mean, it is interesting. You know, you can't deny interesting. But that's it. That's where it ends. Yeah. And you could see now that we're even closer that this discoloration is just the shadow. See, the sun is hitting it. You can see the shadow elongated here. The sun is over here to the right, right? Right up here by Benny's name. And this part here is, you know, a little bit concaved. You can see that's why it looks a different color. It's not.
Yeah.
It is the same exact color as this, but from here to here, it's turned or twisted or worn out, or the rock is just, you know, missing more substance here, and it's just the angle of the sun. See, same thing here. You know, this part here is all lit up on the back end and then darker on this side. And you can see the shadow from this edge up here, right down here, and then it's white, just like here. Yeah. It's you know, and here, look back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's sectionals. You see each line? I mean, that is interesting. It's a different type of rock, perhaps. But maybe it's not. Maybe this is a missile that never detonated. It was a dud. And during the collapse of Mars, for whatever reason, whatever happened, this thing got encased in rock and preserved for 1 billion years.
Here's your alien missile technology. I believe, you know, I'm not in any way going to be downplaying any of this. I love this kind of stuff. I would love to terraform Mars. I would love to be able to travel to Mars.
Let's terraform Earth, right? Why would we need to do that on Mars? We've got a planet with all the resources we need. I hate that people want to do that, terraform Mars. Let's clean up our atmosphere. Let's come up with that technology and clean up where we live. Let's clean up the oceans. Let's clean up the atmosphere. How about that for a change? Instead of spending millions, billions to trillions on a place that is so dangerous to go to and to live on and to survive, you're literally just rolling the dice hoping people make it. We don't have the technology yet that I've seen to survive however 6-month, 9-month mission to Mars. I believe people will get a little stir crazy. You know, things can happen on the way to Mars. There could be a puncture of the hull of the ship and they start losing oxygen. They could have a leak in their water supply and, you know, maybe they won't be able to fix it and so on and so forth.
Mars, I think that'd be the coolest thing ever. People have noticed some very strange objects on the Martian surface. It'd be very fun to explore. After years of scientific review, we are more sure than ever that a Mars Sapphire Canyon sample could contain signs of ancient microbial life. There you go.
Yeah, maybe.
NASA says Rover discovered potential biosignature last year. So there you go. Here's your leopard spots and olivine.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Sources remember the leopard spots.
Of course there was water on Mars. The evidence is everywhere.
For obtaining ancient microbial life. Bring it back. Bring it back to Earth. Can you? You should. A valley of rich organics. Let's go. Monster fire breaks out near Area 51, sparking theories of secret weapon testing. Just in theme here.
Unreal.
Massive fires broken out in the highly classified area of Area 51. The blaze, dubbed the Quail Springs Fire, sparked on Saturday, has since burned through more than 4,000 acres. The fire located in Lincoln County, Nevada, just south of Rachel, burning near Bald Mountain. As of Monday, 0% of the wildfire is contained and is on Area 51.
That's interesting, huh?
Hmm.
Wow. No way.
Now Area 51 is really on fire. They shooting these they shooting their weapons.
Of course, we drive over to Tikaboo Valley again to take a closer look.
Uh-oh.
Hidden
Could
by
be
the thick
toxic.
smoke,
That smoke could be toxic.
right on the edge of the thick smoke, and from here we can actually see
Did he say the fake smoke?
flames on the side of the hill.
Totally. I'm just going to say it's the space laser. The Quail Springs fire sparked
Wait.
on Saturday has since burned through more than 4,000 acres. The fire located in Lincoln County, Nevada, just south of Rachel, burning near Bald Mountain. As of Monday, 0% of the wildfire is contained and is on Area 51.
Started by lightning. That makes sense. That happens all the time.
Now Area 51 is really on fire. They shooting these they shooting their weapons.
Of course, we drive over to Tikaboo Valley again to take a closer look.
Uh-oh.
Hidden by the thick smoke,
Oh, thick smoke. Okay.
right on the edge of the thick smoke, and from here we can actually see flames on the side of the hill.
Totally. I'm just
thick
going to
smoke.
say it's the space laser. That's it. This is the space laser. You can see here the fire
Sure,
tracker,
why not?
where it is. You can
They've
see
used it
Area
now
51
in California.
up here.
They used
Yikes.
it in Hawaii.
Big
Come
old
on,
fire.
man.
Okay. Uh-oh. Area 51.
Just
They used Monster Fire breaks out at Area 51. What the hell's going on?
That's funny.
They used the space laser. They used the space laser, and that's why there's also earthquakes. Swarm strike near Area 51. They're using it. They're done. Donald Trump already told us. We have weapons. Nobody even knows what they are. We'll stop using them. You'd stop all the earthquakes and all the fires.
Yeah, Trump made a weird comment. He says weapons, we have weapons that nobody can explain. Something to that effect. Very strange thing to say. That's it for tonight. It was an interesting one, I have to admit. A very interesting program. I hope you guys had some fun. And the new memberships, they just expire at the end of the month, 30 days. So they won't renew, but you'll get a notice if you want to renew it and hang out and keep supporting Goof On, because we are the last voice of truth. We are literally, and I'm not just saying this, because I feel it. I'm saying it because it's true. We're the last defense against fake news of ufology. And that's FNUFO, fake news UFO. Or UFOFN. Or FNUFO. Or FNUAP. FNWAP. Maybe I'll create a new channel and call it Fake Ufology. FUFO. FUWAP. FWAP. FWAP. We'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Alien Alien bless.
There's a look at this thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound like treasured sites in Christianity?